What's going on, guys? It's Jed. Back here on some more Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, so I think I'll probably just make at least one video on Dead Space, just like I did with the Callisto Protocol. So I'll do at least one video, but the thing is, especially with YouTube doing that whole like crackdown on you know, the curse words and stuff, they're also kind of cracking down on a lot of like violence and stuff. Like, I've had my videos hit because I would have small moments where literally like it will be a second and a half of somebody like dumping a mag into somebody after they had already killed them, and that's considered too graphic, which I mean, I get it, but it didn't really get hit like that before. Point being, they're a little bit more strict with like blood and gore and stuff. And the thing is, yo, if you were around for when I was doing the Mortal Kombat videos, Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, the amount of work that they all had to put into the video, basically every single time that you ended up getting like an X-ray or something like that, we found out that basically the system has like a gauge for like how much red is on the screen. And if you change the color of it, it doesn't get picked up. So people started like turning it green and all sorts of other stuff. The other thing with other like forms of censored games where they'll change the blood to like a green color or change the blood into like paintballs or something. I mean, honestly, if they want to go and add that paintball mode, like just as a setting, it'll just be a setting. I'm pretty sure a couple of the mods that we played before, I don't remember if it was IW4X or was it H1? Could have been the H1 mod. I can't remember. Visually speaking, I'm gonna have the graphics turned up and everything. Yeah, there's no way the video doesn't get demonetized. Nothing is more frustrating than uploading part after part after part after they get like all of these restrictions on them and people don't even know and they don't get notifications. It's just so annoying. This gets frustrating because during those series, it's some of the funnest times. Just everything going on during series a lot of the time. I just enjoy it. Dealing with all that and like sitting there waiting for reviews and can you recheck it? Are you sure? What part? It's so much. Anyway, Raven ended up tweeting, I think like an hour or so ago, saying that they're going to be bringing back the 1v1 gulag. That's yet again another change that I literally said within, like, here, hold on. Everybody knows that I name my classes different things. This one is just, I'm still doing a grind, so it doesn't really matter. I have no feedback. My brain is off. I'm playing shipment. Square. But we come over to Warzone, which I haven't touched in weeks, but that was still the case with the other Warzone as well, so. But here we go. We have buff sniper headshots. I'm just basically saying, bring back headshots. One-shot headshots. And when I even say buff, I mean even like make it so you can one-shot headshot within like 150 meters or something like that. I don't know. Because right now, from what I've seen anyway, most people are only able to just go for nukes all day. And yeah, they're cool for like stream numbers and stuff like that. But in terms of actual content, eventually it's like, okay, yeah, cool. We got another nuke today. How many can we get today? We got 5 nukes today. Can we do 10 nukes in one sitting? It's just going to keep pushing itself to that point. But playstyle wise, there's no evolution really. Unless they somehow change the way that you're supposed to get a nuke in the game, which is already like a crazy process. It's a very entertaining process to watch, especially for the first time. But without that changing or anything and everybody getting all the strats down and yeah, it's not easy by any means, but a lot of people going for these nukes are just spamming the signal 50 at people. Semi-automatic sniper rifle where, you know, oh, I can hit him in the head, but it's not going to one-shot headshot him, but they're completely broken now, and I'll be able to follow up really quickly and just basically use like a long-range DMR type of situation. The only usable form of sniping is this. And if they get rid of this and nerf this, yes, it's incredibly powerful in comparison to all the other sniper rifles because all the other sniper rifles have no other reason to use them if you can't one-shot headshot. At the end of the day, if you use any of these sniper rifles to their best ability, the peak is still hitting somebody in the head with it. That is the best case scenario. And they all hit that point. So now you have to look at all the other intangibles. Why would I pick a bolt when I can pick a semi-auto that can follow up much faster at that point then? It's not what the signal is doing better than all the other ones. It's that all of the other ones have no other properties at all. What's the point of the class? Add more UAVs. I haven't changed these class names in a long time, okay? Add more UAVs. I don't know if UAV, how the buy stations are working and stuff. I don't know if they, you know, but I feel like the game could always benefit from more UAVs, straight up. It speeds the game up in a game that is a little bit slow. Buffing strafe speeds. Again, we're talking about speeds. I also talked about it in my last videos about, you know, needing to either buff like, you know, sprint to fire speeds and Ghost of Hope's tweets and all that stuff. Buffing strafe speeds is obviously part of that. If we don't have a lot of movement options to be able to like make people miss their shots, especially with how the aim assist and all that stuff is on this game, you need some other options. So strafing speed should be a thing. And it's like, oh, well, why don't you just build your weapon for strafe speed then? It's because it's just not an optimal build then. Why would I make a build trying to make the other person miss when in turn it's going to make me start missing? Like, oh, well, just get good. But you know that's just not the truth because there are just certain weapons that just simply that will not work with. They'll just have way too much initial recoil or something. You're just gonna miss shots that you have no control over, not to mention the random recoil in this game. Literally proven random recoil. Bring back 1v1 Gulag. Here, look. Boom. Raven Software. 1v1s are back in Battle Royale. Gulag updates are coming in Season 2. We'll be sharing more details about this in next week's studio blog at Infinity Ward. I'm pretty sure I said, why do I have a 2v2 Gulag? First day I was playing solos. I was like, why are there No, that doesn't even, why? I was thinking, oh, at the very least, could they just change it for, you know, solos or something? Because to me, why would I, as a solo player, a prisoner, or whatever is going on with this Warzone stuff storyline-wise, I don't even understand why we're doing this. Why would I want to help anyone else break out of this place? Why would I want to do that? It's like, oh, so you survived, but this isn't real life. People don't care. They could just queue back up. So what I'm saying is it basically results in games where you end up in a 1v2 if, like, say your teammate is completely AFK, or they're just trolling, or they just run in and die. It just adds so much RNG to it that I understand that they tried to add RNG to the Gulag because that was one place where good players could consistently win. If you look at all consistent stats across the board, one of the most consistent things that you can see is that better players tend to win the Gulag like 90+% of the time. Even me as a bad Warzone player, I win my Gulags a ton. You just end up at a disadvantage immediately. And it's just, it's stupid. Also, why are we looting in the Gulag? Just go back to how it was before. You didn't need to change any of that, man. Just give a different Gulag. Everything is different enough just through the mechanics by itself. I understand that they wanted to make it more BR-like. I do get it. But I mean, clearly that feature isn't keeping people in the game because I don't think anyone's saying, man, with all these issues, at least the Gulag is still randomized. So 1v1 Gulag's back. One bot needs to be removed out of there as well. The NPC jailer, whatever they're called. Post-edit Jeff here, but I also forgot to add and mention my last class. Just add more HP. Add 50 more HP at least. The TTK is too fast. Again, another thing that they should have already done and learned from the last game. Now, I'm not gonna praise them for doing this because this was literally, they just did it themselves. I don't know what to say. This is more of a like, I hope they learn their lesson kind of thing. We as a community can kind of give them like a finger wag, like, don't do that. Do you get it now? Looks like they're just kind of trickling a little bit of info, you know, maybe throughout this week or something, leading up into next week, whenever that blog post is supposed to be. I'm not sure if it's next Wednesday. I assume it is. Seems like most people are reacting positively to this. I don't know if, like, we did a poll or something across the community. I have no idea how many people prefer 1v1 to 2v2. I'm gonna assume, like, if they did a vote, it'd be like 90% to 1v1 at least. I think maybe people will be surprised at the amount of people that like 2v2. I feel like I've been getting consistently surprised at what people are preferring, so it's interesting. They got all the data and everything. I don't know if there's anything in particular where they go, huh, yeah, for sure the Gulag is the thing that is the biggest issue. But that is something that they confirmed, and it seems like it's likely because it's something very easy to change. This actually makes me pretty hopeful for movement and things like that. So I'm hoping that blog post next week is going to be nice and thick. They're going to explain why they're doing the things that they are. Honestly, I still would love to get their input on what they were trying to go for. I'm really curious. There's something weird going on with like executives or something, especially like year over year with multiplayer as well, making the same mistakes with like Ghost. And it feels like because our industry is like such like a revolving door, it feels like a lot of these developers are swapped out so quickly and so often, and maybe even the executives swapped out so often that they literally do start from ground zero. And if they're not starting from ground zero and they have like this thing where they go, okay, baseline, this is where we start from, why aren't all of the quality of life updates and balance things that they know were an issue before? If I was a dev and I worked on this game for years and then I dealt and heard the community, all the feedback that they told me to go and work on, why would I want to redo it again? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's odd. That's the most frustrating part, I think. Genuinely, I think that's the most frustrating thing, is that we know collectively that we have to fight for the same things every single time. Why? The changes are coming. I'm happy that they're happening, but I'm not patting them on the back for it.